Just a second. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of information here from the mayor, for example. He talked about the record building permits. That's the courthouse, and that's all of the massive expansion of the university. It's all great for Oshawa, but all of those are tax exempt, and they don't pay any industrial or commercial taxes to the city to give taxpayers any tax relief on their houses. That would be one point. The second point is we're not even competitive in attracting industry, so you talk about all of the industrial development departments you want. If we're not competitive, the money that business can save by locating in Whitby is not going to be won over by our industrial development park. You could give the land away for free here, and you still wouldn't attract the business because the business people realize that land is something you can pay for. The company that the plant itself is something you can pay for over time. You can never get rid of taxes. You pay them to the end of your time.
Sorry, Bill. Courthouse was a couple of years, actually 3 years ago. I'm talking about building permits in 2010 for the first 6 months. And I'm sorry I don't have the stats. We won't have those till the end of the month. But these are the actual stats. I read you the residential. Those are tax-paying residential developments, and $121.9 million. We spanked every single municipality in Durham. No one else got. Ajax was the closest, $93.9 million. We're achieving things, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it's great to talk about taxes. I'm glad the university is downtown, but here's my question. You started the university 7 years ago. Why are all the students looking for jobs? I've seen 30 or 40 of them handing out resumes. We should have had jobs ready for them now. They're going to need jobs to offset when they have to pay their tuitions. Where are they going to go in summertime? They won't be spending time here. They'll be leaving. If building permits go down because the housing market goes down, so is that. We should have started 7 years ago getting factories, getting high-tech companies here. The moment we planned a university, we should have planned for businesses. Because these university students need jobs now, not 10 years down the road. I think we've cheated them. Buses not running on time. We get more and more students, but our infrastructure is not ready. You can make all the money you want, but we do not have the jobs now. We must start planning quickly for the future for everybody's jobs. Thank you.
My question is about the Hamlet of Columbus and the 407. But before I ask my question, I'd like to invite everyone here tonight that's interested in this issue to attend next Tuesday night, a week from tonight, 7 o'clock at the Hamlet of Columbus Community Center. We are having an event to bring awareness to this issue. Regional Chair Roger Anderson will be in attendance, and I'm inviting all the mayoral candidates, all the regional candidates as well, to come and find out more what's going on, because what we read and hear in the paper and in the media that this is still going to Highway 115 is not correct. The meetings have been happening behind closed doors the past 2 weeks down at City Hall, representatives from the province and the region attending and talking about the termination of the 407 at Simcoe Street. This is going to be a disaster to our little community, our 175-year-old community, which basically was thrown under the bus last year with ROPA 128, with Mayor Gray as Chair of Region Planning, not listening to basically the fact that pushing to redesignate the land around the hamlet is unnecessary. There's plenty of development land south of the 407. I'm wondering, and I'm going to ask Mayor Gray first of all, and Councillor Henry and Councillor Parks, if together the three of you can see that we have at our meeting Tuesday night, a representative from the city staff that was at that meeting 2 weeks ago at the city that can give us first-hand information. If we can have the minutes of that meeting made available to us. I understand this is being directed by the province. I don't know how much of it is actually being directed by the companies that are building, constructing the 407 and all that goes on with those companies restructuring. The question is if we can have letters from the current council members go to the province and say if they are in fact in favor of rolling back the 407 to the link at Lake Ridge, which Mayor Ray, last Wednesday, you mentioned to me, that is what you're in favor of. I'd like to see that in writing. I'd like to know if you've discussed any of this with Whitby, and if we can get any kind of movement on the 407 not stopping at Simcoe Street. Are you in favor of it being rolled back? That's my question, sort of easy while I'm getting there.
Well, come on, get to the question.
Well, actually, there's about 3 questions. I'm not sure I'll be able to get to all 3 within my allotted time frame. First of all, ROPA 128. Yes, we did go through an extensive planning process, and the lands up in Columbus have been designated. They've been designated since 1991, and we're just waiting for the province of Ontario to render a decision. Now, if they happen to take out Northeast Pickering, they're going to come up short on land, and they're going to have to allocate more lands for Oshawa and Whitby to make up the difference for their prescribed growth plan. So that's very interesting for you to understand. Now, 407, it's absolutely essential that we understand that if the 407 terminates at Simcoe Street, the region will have to do $252 million worth of road improvements. The city of Oshawa will have to spend tens of millions of dollars in road improvements. And this is all throwaway money because when they actually extend it further east, we don't need all those road improvements. Some of them will come in handy, but some of the rural road improvements won't be necessary, so it'll be a big waste of money. So in my estimation, the best approach for us is learn the Brock Road experience. Terminate it at Lake Ridge Road, if that's the desire of the province of Ontario. Or take it to at least Curtis Road with the link. But don't dump it onto Simcoe Street, because we're going to have a nightmare on our hands, an absolute nightmare. And so that's where I come from on this. And I think if we understand that we don't have $252 million in the region has asked the province to pay for it, but it's highly unlikely. And by the way, it's an extra $400 million to get you to Curtis Road. So it's very expensive, but we've got to be very careful on how we approach this.